Hi guys, we're here with the Ultimate Racing League for the Sunday Championship. Now this is round 7 and we are with the Pro AM1 guys. And as you can see, we are at Fuji International Raceway, which is 2.8 miles long with 16 corners, and of course it's a real world circuit. Now I'm sure we're going to have some great racing here today. They are all still in the Audi R8, and they have to this is in one of the endurance races. It's basically 25 minutes, it's 50 minutes, but it's obviously been converted into laps, so they will be doing 30 laps around this track. So anyway, they went out, and obviously as well, one last thing, they did do they have to use all 3 tyre compounds with a minimum of 3 laps on each tyre. So now that said, let's go on down to the grid. So they went out, did their 10-minute quali. Itsumi Dan was on pole once again this season, with Sai there in second. He'll be happy with that. P1 Antivist is in third. That's Life is in fourth. Tiller's in fifth. Kenny 6th. Rossi 7th. Sky 8th. Brownie 9th. Fraser 10th. Hoggy 11th, Blackstar 12th, and Willard in 13th. Anyway, let's looking at the tyres. It is a mixture, some have gone on medium, some have gone on softs. But anyway, let's get this race on the way and see how the guys do. So waiting for they're waiting for the lights to go, and now they are off. Looks like they all got off the line without an issue. Racing down towards turn 1 for the first time. This is a very tight first turn, especially when there's 13 of them all going down towards the same corner. Oh dear. Literally, there's the 3 cars out straight away. Let's have a look, go back to see if I can have a look to see what's happened. All coming around. Oh dear. So it basically looks like the same thing happened to both of them, and unfortunately, so as that is 2 cars off, I could imagine that will be a safety car. I think would have been called for that. Yep, there is a safety car here, so they're just literally going to have to wait for these guys to catch back up. Whoa, that's Brownie down and out again. He's not having very much luck here. But yeah, they're all coming up to the back of the field now. So Willard's had a really good start there. He started right at the back and he's already up to 7th place. So they're just waiting for Brownie to get to the back of the grid now. As they all line up in single file, with Itsumi Dan leading the way. As they've come through Dunlop in these few corners through turn 13 and through 14 and 15 in the next corners. It does look like everybody is there now. Yep, they are. So I fully expect they will come out of Panasonic, which is turn 16, and the green light will be for go, go, go. Let's just have a look to see what happens. Oh, they close up a little bit more, then get going again. Oh, no, they have got going again. Julian's already got a big lead there over all of them. As they all race down towards turn 1 for the second time. Julian goes out a bit wide. there's everyone else. You see everyone. Oh, someone else has gone off by the looks of it. Everybody's racing hard, trying for positions. Basically, Dan does have the lead on his soft tyres, with Anti there in second. He's on medium tyres at the moment. With Sai is on the soft tyres at the moment, so he's going to have the grit and the pace to be able to challenge to stop P1 getting a pass as they come through Dunlop corners once again. And looking at everyone else is there. They're all battling. You've got Fader and Brownie battling out for last place here as they come through next corner. Fader went out a bit wide. Brownie went for the man to go for the undercut there, and he pulled it off as he comes through Panasonic for the second time. Where Jimmy Dan still obviously is in the lead. He's got a little bit of a lead outside, not too much. As he comes down to first turn once again. With Sai there in second. Well, I haven't gone through all the tyres, so I will go through all the tyres. So, obviously Dan is on softs, Sai's on softs. P1 is on mediums, Tidders is on the hards, so he's the first he's in the highest person on hards. Then fifth there's Sky on mediums, that's Life in sixth on mediums, Kenny in seventh on hards, Hoggy in eighth on softs, Rossi ninth on mediums, Brownie 10th on softs. So he'll be really disappointed with that start because he's now got it all to play. Now he's got all that work to do. Fader's on hards. Willard's on softs. He did have a good start, but I think he went tits up. He must have had an incident. And then obviously there's Black Stars on mediums, and obviously Willard's on softs. So Willard's going to be a bit fogged off, but he'll keep going. There is a bit of a... So there must have been an incident. Let's see if there was an incident between the two of them. So Willard's gone off there. Ooh. Well, I don't think Black Star needed to stop there because I think... Or Black Star may have thought that... Oh, okay, maybe... okay, maybe there was contact there coming out in turn one. Oh, that was very, very unlucky there. That one was very, very unlucky. That was very unfortunate, but Black Star has waited. He's done the right thing. Let's just catch back up from where I was now, which is here. Anyway, lap 4, still got 25 laps to go. With here and down in the lead. Sai currently has fastest lap with a 1:40.024. Then he is Andy there. He's keeping up with him, even though he's on the medium tyres. He is keeping up. Tidders on the hard tyres is doing extremely well, managing to keep Sky 99 behind him. But Sky 99 is all over his rear bumper. He really wants that position from him. Maybe he can come out of this. He's Sky should be able to get out Panasonic better than Tidders. So Sky going to try and go for an opportunity. He's trying to go past, but he's got to look, obviously keep an eye on Hoggy, who's right behind him as they race down, across the line, race down towards turn 1. Sky's definitely getting a lot closer. Is he going to be able to go for a dive up the inside? Or has he not got? Yep, he was able to go up the inside. But Tidders has managed to come back. They are side by side as they come up to Coca-Cola. Obviously this guy has stayed ahead, kept Tidders behind him, which you'll be happy about that, because Tidders is on the hard or on the worst tyre. Oh, but Sky has unfortunately picked up a penalty for being a naughty boy and going off track, which he shouldn't have done. So Tidders is going to have to use this to an advantage. Hoggy is there at the moment. As they're coming through 300R down to Dunlop. Oh, Tidders been able to go for a move on. I missed that one. Tidders got out of that previous corner a lot better, and Tidders was able to go for a move on Sky. So he's got that corner, full place back from Sky now. But now Sky's got Hoggy all over his rear bumper, looking to get that position from him. And these are really close here together. We got them three are battling it out. You got That's Life there in 7th. Brownie there in 8th. So Brownie is done well. He's climbed his way up to 8th place now, because he had a bad start. He was right at the back, and so he's done well to get all the way back up to 8th place. Guys dropped down to 8th place now. I don't know, he must have had an issue, so he's dropped down a few places. As they come through 100R once again for the 6th time. Basically they're 11th, Willard 12th, so Willard's in 12th now, still ahead of Brit. He's still got Black Star to keep him company, but these two have got, well, there's Phaser there in 11th, so he's not too far ahead of them. So Phaser's got Willard and Black Star for company, but these three have sort of dropped off from the leading pack. Well, the leading pack is Dan, Sai and Anti. They sort of, the top three have sort of disappeared, left Tidders in the dust, whereas Tidders is still in full place. So he's doing extremely well on them hard tyres, but he does have Hoggy all over his rear bumper, trying to get that position from him. And so you just can look at that. Look at the weather. You do think there could there possibly be some rain in this race, because in this track it can rain. Whether it will rain is another question that will make things very interesting if it does. Brownie's now he's up to 6th. Brownie's up to 6th now, so Brownie's having a brilliant race so far, making his way from the back all the way up to 6th place, but he is on the soft tyres, so most of these guys around him, yeah, the only person around him who's on the same tyre is Hoggy. All the rest are on medium or hard, so Hoggy and Brownie will drop down a few places once, because they will be pitting before anyone else, unless the fuel runs out before then, which I don't think it will. I think they'll have enough fuel for these tyres to go dead before they have to change them. But anyway, Tidders is still there in fourth, but he does have Hoggy all over his rear bumper, looking to end. Obviously now Brown is coming to the mix as well, looking to challenge them too. But Tidders is definitely doing well, so the first person to pit is Itsumi Dan from the lead. Let's look at that on lap 7. He's got basically got 6 laps, and well, yeah, he's basically got 7 laps out of them tyres, and they're absolutely hammered. So if anyone gets any more than that, they've done extremely well. But anyway, with Dan going into the lead pits, that has allowed Sai to take the lead, but he has got P1 all over his rear bumper, and he's got a lot more grip as well. Sai's grip on his tyres are not great at all. That's allowing P1 to just close that gap on him. He does have the fastest lap still at the moment, but I think there's only a matter of time before P1 is able to get past, I think. Because looking at their fuel, yeah, P1's got a lot more fuel as well, so he's not going to be needing to pit anytime soon. I think Sai could be pitting this lap though, to change his tyres. Let's see what he does. Does he tear off to the side? No, he doesn't. He carries on to do another lap. I personally, if that was me, I would have gone into the pits there, because that's going to cost him more time than that's going to cost doing another lap of those tyres. That's probably going to cost him time, unfortunately. But people now into the lead with Sai down to second. Titters is up to third at the moment, with That's Life there in fourth, and Hoggy there in fifth. So he's dropped down. Hoggy's That's Life's obviously got past. Sky's there in sixth. Kenny's there in eighth, with the Rossi there in eighth. Phaser there in ninth, Black Star there in 10th. Itsumi Dan, obviously he's come out of the pits in 11th place. He's come out on the mediums, so he's going to do his hard stint. He's going to do his final stint on the hards. Brownie's come out of the pits in 12th on the mediums. And Willard is still in the pits at the moment, just coming out of the pits, and he's come out on the mediums as well. So it's like they're all going to do their stints on the softs, on the their final stint on the hards. I think they're probably waiting for it to rain, to be honest, hoping it'll rain so they won't have to do the hards, maybe. Anyway, in the meantime, looks like people still got probably four, maybe 5 laps of fuel in his tank. Might be a bit more than that, I'm unsure. And Sai's still going. He's on his 10th lap, and he's still dragging those softs out. I don't know how he's managing to do it, but he's managing to do it. So I've got to give him credit, give Sai credit for that. Because anyone else, if that was me, I would have been in the pits like ages ago. Actually, I probably wouldn't have. I probably would do exactly the same thing, wait until there's no tread, if I was coping with it. but I fully expect Si will be into the pits this lap, at the end of lap 10, because you can't do a lap on full red tyres unless it goes red after you've carried on that lap. Yep, Si is tearing off to the right now. Yep, he is going into the pits to get rid of those soft tyres. So that's going to allow Tidders to... Nope, Tidders is actually going into the pits now. He's not going to carry on. That's allowed, so that's life is now up to 3rd position. So that's life is up to 2nd, with Hoggy there in 3rd. So he's doing even better on the softs. He's still got loads of grip left. Well, I'd say loads, he hasn't got much grip left, but he is definitely doing well because they're on the 11th lap. He probably could do 1, maybe 2 more laps. I think he's trying to make these soft tyres last until he actually has to pit for fuel. So he's actually doing really well with those soft tyres at the moment. Nice guy there in 4th place at the moment, with Frosty up to 5th. Vader there up to 6th. You see me down now, he's in 7th with Blackstar in 8th. Obviously Si is now back out of the pits, he's in 9th. And there's Kenny there in 10th. And Brownie there in 11th. With Tidders is now out in 12th place. And there's Willard there, is quite a way back there in 13th. Now, so he's not having the best of races now. He had a good start, but then it's gone all tumbling down. I think Willard has stepped on all the banana peels on the track, unfortunately, and they've caused mayhem for him. But anyway, lap 12. P1 is leading. He does have a good lead over That's Life, who is currently in 2nd place. So Hoggy now finally goes into the pits on the end of lap 11 to change his tyres. That's Life is purple at the moment as they come through 100R for the 12th time. So Black Star's in the pits as well. There's Phaser there in 5th place. Let's go on board with Phaser. Gotta say thank you to Phaser as well for sharing the replay, because if he didn't share the replay, I won't get it. So anyway, you just come through 300R into the Dunlop, into Dunlop. Oh, a bit wide there. That's allowed it to be down to take that position. Now he's going to come into turn 13 and then 14 and 15, which is next corners. And now he's going to come to turn 16, which is Panasonic. So he is now going into the pits, so he's made them hard last 12 laps. So he's now into the pits. Let's leave him. Let's go aboard with... It's going to be down in 5th, because he just started the lap, coming out of into turn 1, keeping it tight to the curb. Now comes out of that corner very nicely there. He's coming down to Coca-Cola for the 13th time on those medium tyres. He didn't fuel up all the way, coming from around 100 R into turn 6 and 7, and obviously 8 here into 300. This is 300R now into Dunlop corner. Now nets corners for the 13th time. So P1 Anti has now gone into the pits with Stats Life into the pits as well through Panasonic for the 13th time. He is on the start finish straight now. Dan is at the moment. P1 is just filling up the fuel. I fully expect Dan to retake the lead. And he does. And that is a lap with Itsumi Dan. So Anti's still waiting to go to pits. He's filling up. He is now at 100%. Will Sai retake second place? Oh, P1 gets out just ahead. So Sai is up to third. P1 has come out back out in second. So there's Sai there in third, and then you got the Kenny and the Brownie here in fourth and fifth, battling it out, mono and mono. For supremacy in who's the quickest. Kenny doesn't have a livery on his car, but that's the game. It's nothing. He does have a livery, but it's unfortunately the game is being a pain in the bottom, so it's not actually showing his livery. Oh, looks like Sai made a little mistake there. That's allowed Kenny and Brownie to close that gap right on him now. Look at it, Sai's on them hards. Oh, and Sai's on the hard. Sai's coming out on the hard tyres as well. Kenny went out wide. That's allowed Brownie to go for a move, but Kenny's back there now. These two are battling. Kenny's back there in front now. Back to Brownie, chasing down Kenny for that position. As the cameraman tries to keep up with these guys. Brownie is in Kenny's slipstream here. Is he going to try and go for a move here? He could try to, but he's unable to, unfortunately. So he's going to have to stick with it for now. Hopefully he will get a chance of trying to be able to take that position off of Kenny. And to come through 300R for the 15th time. So they are now basically halfway through this 30 lap race. Sai's doing all he can to stay ahead of Kenny and Brownie. Obviously Sai is on the hard tyres, whereas Brownie and Kenny are both on the mediums. Brownie's been able to go up the inside of Kenny there to take the position, but Kenny's coming back at him now, backing inside. So Kenny's back ahead again. I think Brownie must be gritting at the teeth right now, thinking, oh, for God's sake, stop passing me. But this time Brownie's even closer. He might be able to go for a move here. They are side by side. going over the start-finish line. And Brownie is ahead. Looks like Kenny has just eased off a little bit to allow Brownie to go. But either way, Sai still has the fastest lap with a 1:40.024. And now Brownie is right on Sai's dairy ass, looking to get that position from him. Although Sai is doing a good job on those hard tyres. Sai pulled a little bit of a gap now. I think there might be contact between him and Brownie, so Brownie's let him go. He's off a little bit, I think, as they come into Dunlop once again. But Kenny's up to 4th now, and now who's that? Now Tidders has joined the fight. And Tidders is going up the inside of Brownie, so Tidders is up to 5th. But no, Brownie is now up to 5th. But no, Tidders is back up to 5th. Oh, so there's two in a throwing in between these two. So if it's not between Kenny and Brownie, it's between Tidders and Brownie. But now Brownie's coming back. At Tidders, they are side by side. Brownie's back past as they race down towards turn 1. Tidders is now coming back for it. But no, he's unable to do it. Because I want to stay with this battle what Brownie is in, but I need to go and have a look and see what everyone else is doing. So, lap 17, Sumi Dan is still leading this race. And he has got actually a really, Sumi Dan is just in a race of his own at the moment. He's miles ahead of P1 there. He is literally just P1, Sumi Dan is literally just miles ahead. P1 is not even anywhere near him. But anyway, down if there obviously there's third, and there's these lot who were battling. So Kenny 3rd, Brownie full, he's lost it. He'll be kicking himself there. He was right in that barrel, and now he's dropped all the way down to 6th. But Kenny has got past, managed to get past Sai now, and now Tidders is having a go at Sai now. He wants that 4th place. He wants that 4th place. That's where he was before he went in the pits. Tidders does have the better tyre than Sai at the moment, so Tidders should have better luck in the back end than he does. So Tidders takes 4th place from Sai. Sai down to 5th with the Brownie there in 6th. Then you got the Sky there in 7th, the Hoggy there in 8th, That's Life there in 9th, the Rossi there in 10th, the Willard there in 12th. He is closing that gap on the Rossi. And if, while you're watching Rossi, if you do like my content, or if you are watching my content, please just like it, because it takes you 5 seconds to do it. Even if you watch 10 seconds, just press the like button, because it makes it look better, and it gets more people to watch it if there's more likes on it. And I'll be eternally grateful. But as you see, right at the back with Rossi in 10th, Willard there in 11th, battling it out for that 10th position. And looking at the tyres, Willard's on a better tyre here. whereas Rossi's on the hards, Willard's on the mediums. So it could be just a matter of time before Willard gets past, and then you got the phaser there in 12th, and then the Black Star there in 13th. He had the Black Star. He's not had the best of seasons as our Black Star. He got promoted last season, and he hasn't had as good a season as I think he wanted. I think he wanted to have a better season, but I think he hasn't really gotten with the car either, because it can be a tricky car to drive, although I do quite like it. But anyway, like I was saying, right at the front on lap 19, Itsumi Dan is dominating at the moment. He is miles ahead of P1 there, who's on the hard tyres, and he has got the Kenny, the Tidders, the Brownie, all closing. Oh no, because now the Brownie will be going into the pits on this lap, I would think. I don't think he'll have enough to do one more lap. I'll be very surprised if he does. But he'll be now going into the pits to go on to his final set of tyres, which will be he started on softs, so yeah, he will be going onto the hard tyres now. Anyway, P1 there on the hard tyres. He's actually still got the softs to run. He started on the mediums, now he's on the hards, but he's still got the softs to run. But Dan he will be pitting this lap or the next lap. He's got to run the hard tyres next. The question's going to be, in the final stint, Dan will be on the hard tyres, P1 will be on the soft tyres. The question will be, can P1 catch Dan? And that will be the question. It'll be a big ask for P1 to catch him, I think, because I just think Dan is too far ahead to be caught now. Well, he's not too far. It only takes one little mistake from Dan, and everyone else be right in the fight. You got McKenny there, who's in third position. He is chasing down P1. He's not too far behind P1. Yep. So Itsumi Dan has gone into the pits now for his hard tyres. That will allow P1 to take the lead for the time being, with the Kenny there going up to jumping up to second, and the Tidders up to third. So Sai's gone into the pits now as well. So we currently have P1 in first, Kenny in second, Tidders in third, Sky in fourth, Hoggy in fifth, That's Life in sixth, Rossi in seventh, and Sumi Dan, they're in the pits, just waiting to get to 100%. Yep, he's at 100% now. He is leaving the pit lane. He is on the hard tyres now. And Sai is on the hard tyres. He started on the softs, I believe. So he will be coming out on the mediums. Brownie there, he's on the hards now. And so is Willard as well. They're both at the back. Black Star will have to pit again. He's on the hards, and he started on the mediums, I believe. So he'll have the softs. We do only have 9 laps left to go of this race. I'm looking for see a good race going on here. So You got the Kenny there in second. The Tidders is chasing down the Kenny. Well, he's trying to. Oh, so this is real. Oh no, that's a good race. But oh, they both hit the wall. Both hit the wall there. Sky hits the wall and Hoggy follows him. And that's like there. Rossi there. There is. Well, the closest guys is now literally the closest battle is first, second, and third now. That's the closest battle out of everyone else is reasonably spaced out. Looking at their fuel, Anti has got plenty of fuel to go. And then there's Kenny, he's going to have to pit this lap. So will the Tidders. So that's going to be a good question. Has P1... Actually no, he's going to have to pit again because he's still got to run the soft tyre. But the question is going to be, when is he going to pit? Oh yeah, the Kenny and the Tidders have gone into the pits. They will be going on to the soft tyre. I believe they're on the mediums. They both started on the hard, so they'll both be going on to the soft tyres now. So the Life is up to second position at the moment, with the Rossi jumping up to third. The Itsumi there in at sixth position. He's going to jump up to fourth now. There is P1 there. That's Life there in second, with Rossi there in third. You see me down there in fourth. The Phaser there in fifth. So now you got the Tidders and the Kenny battling it out. And mono. Tidders has just taken Kenny. So Tidders is now up to sixth. Kenny is back down in seventh. But they are both in the soft tyres here now as well. Then you have the Sky there in 8th. The Black Star there in 9th. The Hoggy there in 10th. Oh, a little bit of a bumpy there from Sai on Hoggy. But he did wait and let Hoggy go. So Hoggy is there on the hard tyres as it comes down towards Dunlop for the 23rd time, and P1 has gone into the pits. So this is going to be the question. He's only got put enough fuel in for 5 laps. He had fuel, he did not use his fuel up. Where is Dan? He's on the start-finish straight now. Dan's just gone on to the next lap. P1's come out of the where's Dan? Oh, there is Dan. And P1's come out in the lead. Back, so it's just a masterclass from P1. He was miles back. There was a great big gap between him and Itsumi Dan at one stage before these pit stops began, and thankfully P1 saved enough fuel so he didn't have to do that big of fuel up, and he's been able to come back out in the lead. And even better, he is on the soft tyre as well, so now Dan has got it all to do, being on those hard tyres and P1 on those softs. So now it is P1's race to lose. So there's a phaser there in third, but he will be pitting this lap by the looks of it because his fuel is very low. Then you got the Tidders there in fourth. He will jump up to third in a second. And then you got the Kenny there as well in fifth. The Gale is very wide, but I think he may have just went wide to let them go so them two could pass so we could go into the pits maybe. So maybe let's go down to these two. So Hoggy and Si battling out. Hoggy on the hards. Si on the mediums and Si's on the better tyre here. Si's just taking that position. Oh no, he went out a bit wide. That's allowed Hoggy to retake that position from him. So now he's going to have to come back. Now he's going to have to put Hoggy under all that amount of pressure again to get that position back from him. But Hoggy is in seventh, Si is in eighth, and you got the Rossi there in ninth. So you got this sweet battle for seventh place here. So look at the tyres. So Hoggy is on the hard tyres, Si is on the medium tyres, and Rossi is on the soft. So you could have a double whappy here for Rossi. He could get past both of them because he is on the faster tyre. He is on the faster tyre, but well, it depends. I would say he could go for broke and try and get past both of these, or just stay behind them and just pick up 9th place points. But knowing if that was me, I would know that. Oh! Hoggy coming into Panasonic. Gets it all wrong, goes over the curb and it spins him out. So he is going to be really kicking himself there. So that's Si up to 7th. Rossi up to 8th. So that's for Rossi, that's 1 down, 1 to go. So the fastest lap now is he has just set the fastest lap of a 13:1:39.4, and that is P1 anti-vest. With Itsumi there, he's dropping back now unfortunately in second, with Tidders there in third. And he's going to be closing that gap up on it. Down looking at their times. Dan is setting 141s, 142s. Tidders is setting 140s at the moment. So is Kenny. So is Dan going to have enough time to keep? Is he far enough ahead to keep Tidders where he is? That is going to be the question. Then there's Guy there in 5th, battling with That's Life in 6th. He's just gone up trying to go up the inside of Sky. But he's unsuccessful. He's going to have to try to stay behind and keep going, trying to get that 5th place past from Sky here. So that's nice, been able to go for a move on Sky, but unable to. Sky's kept that position for a moment. We are lap 27. Side there in 7th. How close is Rossi here? Rossi is... Oh, he's dropped off a little bit from Sky. He's trying to keep up with Sky, but looking at their times, Sky's last lap was a 1:40.7. Rossi's was a 1:40.8. So Rossi is a little bit slower than Sky at the moment, unfortunately. And it's just Rossi is just not doing enough to get that, to be able to challenge for 7th position. And you got the Brownie there in 9th. He had like Brownie. He had a bad start. Right, his first lap was atrocious, and then he did well to make his way up to, I think it was 5th, I think. And then now he's down to 9th, so he hasn't had the best of races, but he has had a good race. Not a good start. He didn't have a good start. He had a good middle, and not the best ending. So you got Hoggy there in 10th. He's got a half-second penalty now. He'll be kicking himself there. He was battling with them up the top end with Tidders and Kenny, I think. No, he was battling with Cy and Rossi, and now he's dropped down to 10th. He hasn't dropped down too many places, so it's not all that bad. Then you got the Willard here battling with the Phaser. The Willard on the hard tyres, the Phaser on the softs. The Phaser has the better tyre here. And then the Willard, then the Black Star there in 13th. I think the Phaser and the Willard haven't had the best races, but they've made the most of it. And then the Black Star there in 13th. Lap 28. P1 there in 1st. His race hasn't been all that bad. He's just kept it mellow, kept on track, hasn't made a mistake. Saved enough fuel in his second stint to be able to come out in lead on the start of his third stint. It's Jimmy Dan. He hasn't had that bad a race. He's had quite a good race. He was in first majority of the race, but unfortunately, because P1 saved all that fuel, he was quite far ahead. He was unable to retake that lead after the second set of pit stops. Then there's Tidders, who's there in 3rd now. Tidders will be overjoyed. He started on the hard tyres. He managed to keep everyone behind him. He managed to maintain his speed. And he's just, in all, he's actually had a decent race. And he's chasing after Tuitsumi Dan with one more lap to go. Can Dan keep that second position, or will Tidders be able to take it off of him? We'll have to wait and see. Kenny hasn't had too bad a race either. That's life's the same. He hasn't had the best of race. He's had a decent enough race there in 5th. With Sky there in, he had sort of had a good start, but he sort of mellowed off towards the later end of the race. He is chasing down That's Life though. And then you got the Rossi there in 7th. He hasn't had the best of races. He's just made them just had to make the most of it. And he's there in 7th, just past Sai. He's got Sai right behind him. Sai had a great start in the first two sections. First two stints weren't too bad, but he sort of rolled off. I think he must have had a little mistake somewhere. which has cost him time. So now he's there in 8th. Now Rossi's pulled away from Si now, with the Brownie in 10th, Hoggy there in 9th, the Hoggy there in 10th, the Phaser there in 11th, the Willard there in 12th. He's battling with the Black Star. The Black Star's gone up the inside of him. He's taking that position. But that was going to happen because the Black Star's on soft tyres, the Willard's on hard tyres. But anyway, this is the final lap now, as Anthony comes around the final complex with netty corners. Now through Panasonic for the 30th and final time. Full speed ahead now towards the start finish line. And P1 takes victory, and actually quite a good victory and quite a way ahead. Dan manages to hold off Tidders to finish in 2nd, with Tidders finishing 1st, so congratulations to the top 3, with the Kenny finishing in 4th position. That's Life will take 5th spot. He has managed to keep Sky behind him, who's in 6th. So Rossi has managed to maintain that 7th position with Si in 8th. So that's Brownie 9th. Hoggy 10th. Phaser 11th. Black Star in 12th and Willard in 13th. Now that was a brilliant race from everyone. Please remember to like, comment and subscribe, and I will see you next time for round 8, and we will be at the Nürburgring with a chance of rain. So bye bye for now, and I hope you enjoy.